Two things I would say I was scared of in football was one, Jim Jeffries' stare, and two, Walter Smith's stare.
Tommy Burns saying don't ever take walking in these doors at Celtic Park for granted.
Hearts winning the league this year. That's the story that's getting made into a documentary.
It's an easy one. Van Dijk. Whenever I played with him, he had Everton. Spoke about it a million times before. It was like when FIFA, when you make your own guy, he was like all 99s.
Right, mailbag time this week. Loads of questions in for social media. I'm going to start us off. Has a teammate ever scared you? By Rab Young 72.
As a teammate.
Got to have a few stories here.
Ever scared you? Scared you?
I've got one. Do you want me to start it off?
Go for it.
Kirk Broadfoot. Nutter. Absolute nutter. Great guy, great involved in it. I used to travel with him, probably after you time you see the road rage.
Angry man.
For stopping the car, jumping out the car and fighting. Mental. Absolutely. That
I know we spoke about the one with Christian Daly. That was brilliant.
You heard that one?
No.
Two of them fighting.
We've
Brothers want to square go him in the big indoor hall at Murray Park.
We scuffle, headbutt at training, they go off.
What a boy.
Brothers walk straight into change rooms like that. Take Christian, get your trainers, indoor hall now.
Did it happen?
No.
How did he get
Walter diffused it?
Did he? Was Christian up for it?
No.
No, he came in and he was all
Tank into
apologetic.
him?
He was really apologetic, saying my fault. But
It was Christian
that's
was out
another
all
example
the
of Kirk. Like mental.
I took Big Kirk into Celtic, didn't I? For last week, it was brilliant for me, by the way.
Right, you must have a story for us though. Who scared you the
Well,
most?
so
Scared me the most?
No, you go. No, go. I was going to say, if you didn't take him in, would you have conceded 30 goals in 11 games rather than...
Big man was brilliant for me, that's what I'm saying.
No, I know. By the way, underrated as well. Very underrated.
He was
very underrated.
As soon as I phoned him, he was there in a minute, man. Brilliant.
Right, give us a story for somebody that's...
Okay, scariest. Listen, that Martin O'Neill team, whenever you used to go up and try and train with them or whatever, that was a scary team. So there's multiple
Must have one on Saturday,
players
man.
in that. I remember playing a 1-2 on Alan Thompson, being a young boy, getting in the first team and getting elbowed straight in the face. As I tried to go around him, young boy, you're like, whoa, this is kind of what it means to try and break in and take their position. Neil Lennon.
Bobo there as well at that time?
He was there at that time, but he was actually... Like, imagine playing against him and annoying him, be a scary guy, but see with us, he was brilliant, Bobo. So why? That team in general.
Sutty was an arsehole, wasn't he?
Aye.
These big time shouts, wasn't he? He
had some big time shouts. We used to get told about them in the Scotland squads all the time for you.
Just slaughter him, he's not here, mate.
When you're wanting McDonald's, make sure you put extra chips in the happy meal. Then he hates this one, right? Because I've said this to him a couple of times. We'd be cleaning the boots in the boot room and he'd just walk in because he lived in a farm and he would just walk through the fields to get to his car, whatever he'd done, and he would throw his Prada shoes into us. So we were only meant to be cleaning the football boots and next minute we're cleaning his Prada shoes. Big Sutty. What I loved these shoes.
Do you know he denies all of these?
Aye.
Like he's as if there was a Kris Sutton when he played and now there's another Kris Sutton right now.
What a guy. I've got loads of stories with him.
We'll get a few of them.
Hero.
You think, MD?
I mean, in terms of... Baldy was a monster, wasn't he? But Marvin Andrews as well. I mean, I know I mentioned it the last time, but were you at Kilmarnock? I'm not sure if you would have been in full time yet, with the day he knocked out Big Marsh? Gordon Marshall?
No, I wasn't.
Oh my days, man, I've never seen anything like this in my life. Just a ball in the box, Big Marsh was a big guy as well. Big Marsh, boom, straight through him, just poleaxed him. Out, the big man just shakes himself, gets back up and away he goes. But Big Marv, I wouldn't like to get on the wrong side of him, but I can't really... In fact, two things I would say I was scared of in football was one, Jim Jeffries' stare, and two, Walter Smith's stare. That was enough for you. That was enough, like...
Walter had that presence, didn't he? And you're like, you didn't need to say anything, but you just knew. And he had a few half-time rants.
I've had a few of them as well. Right,
let's go.
What was your least favourite stadium to play at and why, Marcus Maguire?
Easy for me. Dundee.
Yeah.
Because the changing room at Dundee, it's a wee bit better now, but tiny, man.
Yeah.
Tiny, and it's nothing worse. It's a small thing, but see when you want to get changed, get your gear up, and have your own wee bit of space, can't you? You've got somebody's arm over the top of you. No fun.
I hate it, St Johnstone.
Did you?
Just because a couple of bad games there, and you just think, I hate that place. I spoke to somebody about this before. Do you remember St John's said like skinnier posts? I don't know what it was. The only stadium with the skinnier post, and then the ash to walk onto the pitch. Hated St Johnstone.
Nah, St Johnstone wasn't a favourite of mine. You're right. Few bad performances on that pitch as well. Whipped at half time one night as well. You remember?
Rangers, Kelly.
No, Rangers.
Bad surface.
Tomo was fuming that night. That was the night I stole about 50 strips. Jimmy was going to have his nut. I mean, where is these strips? There's only 2 folk been in that dressing room. I was like, it's Tomo. Right.
Charlie, give us a question.
Okay, so Blackburn 94-95, this is Chris Sutton's questions in it. I got drafted in last minute. So Blackburn 94-95, that would make a great movie. What Scottish football story would you like to have made into a film?
Ooh.
Hearts nearly winning the league.
Hearts winning the league this year. That's the story that's getting made into
that
a
you want to
documentary.
Whoa.
That's my one.
Hearts making a great start to the league.
Scotland going to the World Cup.
Are we talking about something that's happened? Or
Well, story would you like to see made into a film? So so there needs to be a story already, probably.
I think the whole Gretna thing back in the day, like coming up through the leagues, was fascinating.
That's a good shout, that.
Didn't quite, obviously got to Scottish Cup final, but that would have been from when we were playing.
Aye. That's not a bad shout, that one.
That would probably. Because they were obviously outspending everybody in the lower leagues, but still having to attract players as well. So, how do you
Kenny
get
Duker scoring all the time.
the good old
Getting an
duck.
the owner's Aston Martin every time he scored.
That's right.
Or Rangers making their way back through the leagues.
That's probably been done somewhere along the lines. He's turning it shut again, isn't he?
No, to be honest, I was part of that in the Championship. I don't want it. Wait a minute,
who would play?
I don't want it.
There's a rudder.
I don't want to go back through that. Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go.
Let's move on.
Here we go. Good question here for Dave Simpson. What's the best piece of advice you were given as a youngster, and who gave you it?
I mean, I was obviously told it before. Somebody told me before, but I can remember Jim Jeffries. You can use your left foot. But I always remember Jim saying to me one day, listen, son, you don't have the pace to take away from anyone, but you can finish. If you can get your left foot scoring you maybe 5, 6, 7 goals a season, then that could get you 20 a season, because if your right's as good as what it was in terms of finishing. And that always stuck with me. And I was like, whoa, I can get more goals here. Do you know what I mean? That was what you're thinking. So I always practiced my left foot. But to be fair, I done it when I was younger as well. As I said, I mean, I could use it, but that was the moment where I thought, oh, this is another weapon for me. So I would say that.
Just the first thing that comes to mind is Tommy Burns saying, don't ever take walking in these doors at Celtic Park for granted. At the time, you're like, you begin to understand it, and you think every single day to train at your best, because you never know when there's a youngster ready to come and take your place, or whether you ever leave the Celtic. So definitely, Tommy Burns was a great influence. I mean, has
on a lot of people.
On a lot of people. What a guy, but a real funny guy as well. A real proper human being, the way he treated people. Like, come up to you and these subtle things he would say to you, like, you've got the second best left foot at this club, and it would give you a lot of confidence. He was talking about him being the first.
Aye.
Sweet things he said. I remember one day at Barrowfield, I was having a bad game Saturday. He's shouting on the pitch, like, and just trying to ignore him because he could go mad as well, Tommy, when you get beat. Eventually turned round and he says, Charlie, Saturday morning, I says, were you out last night? And I was like, no, Tommy, no. He went, you start going out on Fridays for now. So just the wee bits of managing people.
Calms you down, makes you comfortable.
Amazing guy.
As you said, first thing to come to mind, and it's about my injury. Paul Di Giacomo, who had terrible knee injuries when I was at Barnet. I go to Rangers, do my knee. The first thing he said to me is, don't miss an exercise. So in your rehab, easy, on a Friday afternoon, everybody's away home, game tomorrow, you're still into 4:30. He's like, do not miss an exercise. That stuck with me. And it was, to be fair, it was good, because obviously by the time you come back, you're...
Jacko worked hard on the gym what he did in the pitch.
He was a better gym player. So there you go. That was mine, boy Dick.
Right, one for all three of you. Who was your favourite strike partner and why Craig Donnelly? So we'll ask you your favourite centre-back partner.
So I'll go first. It's an easy one, Van Dijk. Whenever I played with him, he had everything. Spoke about it a million times before. It was like when FIFA, when you make your own guy, he was like all 99s. He had the quickest, he was the best in the air, strongest, more skillful.
Could you see even then he was going to get to the level he's at now?
He was the one player you thought, like, you won Yama and stuff, and you thought, right, they'll get a move to Southampton or wherever they go. You thought he can go to Real Madrid, he can go to Man United, he can go to Liverpool.
So then, did you think
Celtic.
When he goes to Southampton, he's only went to Southampton?
No, because you knew that was the route that everybody took, and you knew that nobody would make the bit. It would, like, I'd have been more surprised if he went to Arsenal because they never took the chances like that. There was never a player who went for Celtic or straight there. It was always like a stepping stone the way. So he'd Everton. No, I loved. I thought he was different. I mean, I remember trying in training one day, like trying to had possession ball or something, trying to dribble past him, and he just started laughing like it was demoralising. Just stuck his hand out. Such a strong, powerful, confident. Don't know how we got him. 2.5 million.
Yeah.
Signed him.
Sign.
What a
Brilliant sign.
Definitely Van Dijk.
Well, big man, as much as I like playing with you, it's no you.
No.
Nah. To be fair, days were good because you're young.
Why was it not him?
He took all the glory, man. You're doing what? I was young and eager, and so I'm hunting down defenders, getting the ball back, and then the next minute the headlines are all him.
I'll put it in the back
So
of the mate.
that gets frustrating over time, doesn't it? So
He wasn't complaining if he was going home with a win bonus.
So it's tough. I think for me it's tough between Jelavic and Lukaku. Now Jelavic because he was intelligent, we got on well and played, but Lukaku got you so many chances just because he was so big and powerful.
Was his technical ability like?
No, brilliant at that time. He was young at Everton, but like similar to like yourself, was a goal scorer,
like a technical ability.
Lazy as. No, great finisher. But it wasn't that what you see at Man U. It wasn't brilliant at holding it up and bringing others into play, but I actually just had a good relationship with him, so I'd probably say a big role.
Why was your relationship so good with him?
One, because I feel as if I was the type of player that I needed others to do their bit to make me. So for instance, I put a ball through for you, score, everybody talks about the assist and the goal. I needed that. He would finish, but then at times people would double up on him, and he then would find me for my chances. That was probably why I enjoyed it. And I was successful in a big league.
Good player though.
What about you?
I mean, as I said, I've been fortunate enough. Yourself, Big
Kenny,
Dad, or whatever.
Kenny,
that's what I say. I mean, I think that period at Rangers, when you go back to that, I mean, you played a lot of when you were off the left-hand side or off the right-hand side or in behind, but myself and Kenny, I mean, it was simple though. I mean, it was Kenny did the run, I just scored the goals. Some people just made it look hard. No, listen, I think, again, Kenny was a top player.
One of the most underrated I've played with.
So
He's
clever, and I think
intelligent.
you've seen that. I mean, I know a lot of it's taken for granted because Rangers were, a better team in the majority of Scotland and for that period of time. But I think when you looked at Kenny's performances with Scotland, the England one springs to mind. I mean, he was incredible.
His goal, his wee shimmy.
Aye.
Kenny was a top player.
Yeah.
Is there anything for MLS you like to see in Scotland? By @Maderbeek.
That'd be an interesting one for you.
Adverts.
Bringing a log every time you score.
Adverts. Bringing a log. Can't even bring them home, man, honestly.
Good one.
The MLS, is there anything? It's totally different. I mean, I can remember, and this, it's not a criticism, but I mean, I remember we were getting beat on a regular basis, and you're like, hey guys, you're doing a magnificent job. I'm like, oh, imagine this when we were in Glasgow. You'd be head down, not want to kill you.
But is that a good or a bad? That would be nice, to be fair.
I know, but
does it take away from that
edge? Mm-hmm. The thing, the MLS for me, in terms of different places to go, you would never go to half them as well. I mean, you would never. So to see that part of the world, I mean, I had some fantastic, trips out there. Is there anything I'd like to?
What about the playoff system where you win, but then you get into the playoffs?
It's down to three. It's 3 legs now as well. Best of 3.
How was that to play in?
Well, I never made it. We were.
How was it to watch?
I was flying back home. No, but I do think that is because you still obviously get the League One and then it goes into the playoff. It keeps it going for longer, but it's typical American, isn't it? They want that.
I would say the commentators love to see the American commentators here.
That would be funny.
Aye.
Be some laugh for it. On the 6-yard line.
Speaking in American slang, if you like.
Aye, just an American chat.
How long before they would get slaughtered though? No matter whatever they do.
So good.
10 minutes in, I've had enough of this. This
It's like
is
the
rubbish.
Soccer AM guy, the coach.
Aye. Well,
But honestly, like, see when I go back to you, I mean, that was what, 2012 or 13? Like, when you look at, I mean, a lot of people thought, it was a retirement home for a lot of people as well. And I mean, see when you look at the standard of the player that's there now, I mean, it's incredible.
And the money they're paying for players now.
100%. Even because they've dipped in the South American market now as well.
Yeah.
A lot of young American kids doing really, really well. They're well looked after. I mean, I think that's one thing about them. I mean, they're well looked after in terms of, it's Adidas that sponsor the league, but Nike and your sponsors and everything. Every single kid, so they're well looked after. But the travel, that's one thing I wouldn't. The travel.
So would you travel to a game and then go straight to an R game at times?
Depending, so
If it worked.
yeah. So we I'm trying to think what else. We were in Toronto for we played Toronto and we were there for 3 or 4 days, and then flew to New York, played the Red Bulls, and then flew back home. So you might have been away for like 5 days of that, but it didn't happen all the time because you would only so that season we went to Toronto and went to the Red Bulls. The following season, the Red Bulls in Toronto would come to Portland. So you only done it once, do you know what I mean? So you were only, I think, because the travel was too much. I mean, there was one of the times we flew from Portland into the middle of America, I can't remember the airport, and then to Montreal. I mean, it was like, and it's 4 hour time difference. I mean, it was crazy. Crazy.
Well, there you go. I'll give you the next one. Did you ever have a sliding doors moment in your career? Is there a moment that you look back on where if you had made a different decision, your life would have been completely different? From Mark Spark 208. I think there's loads of moments. I think at every club there's been a defining moment that's made the career for me.
Yeah.
Like when I was at Rangers, we won the League Cup, the 9-men League Cup win. So I had come back from my injury, wasn't really in and out the team. We go down to 9 men, Walter puts me on, Davy Weir gives me the ball, run up the line, cross into the box, Kenny scores. I then feel as if I've really contributed. I then go to Everton on the back of a bad knee injury. First season, not really great. Come on as a sub against Aston Villa, score, we win the game. Massive moment for me. So definitely of them. Whether it changed your life.
Is there any moves that you would have, that you maybe had a chance of happening, that you said no to, or is there any moves you would look back and say, I wish I didn't do that?
What I wish I did do is go abroad in my career at some point.
I would love to have went abroad.
See, when you look now at the boys in Italy, and people trying stuff. Our generation was always very much, right, go down to England, do well, and there wasn't as much. That is something I would have liked to have done.
Yeah.
You done the America thing, obviously.
And I done the Turkey thing. That wasn't for my teeth or my hair as well, by the way.
I think when I went to see Neil Lennon when I wasn't in the team at Celtic, and I told him I want to be involved, I want to play, I'm not just here to make up my numbers. And then this was a Wednesday or the Thursday, and then the Sunday I was in the team at Ibrox and we won 2-0. Just like you're talking about sliding door moment. That then got me in the team and I never left the team after that. Another one was I had a chance, I got offered a new contract at Celtic, discussed a contract, and I started to discuss it and then ended up going to Blackburn. So I could have stayed at Celtic. Celtic would want to win like a treble, and that was Rogers.
Would a big
Rogers first
moment
came in.
for you not have been actually leaving Celtic in the first place?
Another big moment, aye, the best thing I could have done. Because I was under contract, so I could have stayed, but I was offered to go to Wolves and a swap deal for Lee Naylor, so going away there was like...
Did that change you? Did that change you as a
Changed
person?
me massively,
Young-
even though I went there and it was never... Like, I jumped for the frying pan into the fire. I went for Gordon Strachan, who was tough, to Mick McCarthy, who was even tougher, and I wasn't playing there, and I was like, oh my God, like, where is my career going here? But to learn under the two managers and to make me grow up and realise what it actually is as a player. I remember running, doing pre-season run. He's like, you're 21, you should be up the front. Like, and I remember then for that moment thing, I need to train properly here, and it was a penny drop moment. So it's a good shout. Yeah, there's loads of them, isn't there?
I think I was about to say with Cardiff, wasn't I? Make a phone call for Rangers, and that was...
What about leaving Rangers for you?
It's a difficult for me to say because I felt, as you say there, I had offers from down south,
Yeah.
and I just felt as if, it was maybe time to go.
Yeah.
I felt as if I was at that stage of my career where, right, I'm ready to go. I wanted, it was everybody's dream, wanting to get to England. And I felt as if at the time, It was the first time I was moved away from home as well. So you're looking, saying, right, Middlesbrough, it's not that far away. And that was probably a downfall of mine. Because it wasn't that far away, you were still coming back.
Yeah.
And it was like, and I was like, when I went to Nottingham Forest halfway through that season, you were away, you were doing, you were settled, you were focused in football. You felt as if, right, I'm because it didn't work at Middlesbrough for me. But that was probably, the Cardiff one, and then there was a couple of offers I had after the first 6 months to a year at Rangers as well to leave. In fact, there was one for Russia, because I mean, there was a few had moved out there, and I thought, it was unbelievable amount of money. But in the back of my mind, and when you look back now, because you had won things with Rangers, see if I'd have left and hadn't got my hands on silverware and played with Rangers, grew up loving the club, and you didn't win any silverware, you're like, Whereas I think to stay and win, the trophies that you end up with was moments. But there is moments that define your career. There's no doubt about it.
Another one for me quickly is Neil Lennon. When I signed for Celtic, I was about to sign for Sheffield United, but Lennon had phoned me in the March and said, don't go anywhere till you spoke to me. So I was about to sign with Sheffield United, and I was on holiday, and I thought they wanted an answer within a day. And I just got a bit of courage and just phoned Lennon up and just said, listen, you told me not to go anywhere till I phoned you. I'm on the verge of signing for Sheffield United. And he says, don't sign anywhere. Within an hour, Everton was agreed to Celtic. So if I didn't make that call.
Here we go, last one of this month's. This is a good one actually. John Thirlwell. What SPFL manager do you wish you could have played under? So let's say we'll pick one now.
Yeah.
And we'll pick one from when we were playing.
Okay.
Yeah? Does that make sense?
Okay.
It's a hard one because if you think of Motherwell's style this season, as a player, it'd be really enjoyable. But I think overall, as a manager, I think I'd like to play under Derek McInnes.
Yeah, good shot. What manager do you wish back in the day?
You talk about something, I'll have a think about that because it's a biggie.
I would love to have played under Brendan Rodgers at the very start when he came in. I missed that opportunity. I went away. So I'd love to have seen what that was like. The boys obviously excelled and then won a treble when it was like lads were convinced in his way. So I'd love to have felt what that was like. He was convinced in his style and love to have felt that. Now, I would like to see what Martin O'Neill's like now. I'd love to see that. I'd love to be in a changing room where he busts in with that tracksuit on.
Before you give us your two, I would have liked to have played under Ange Postecoglou because his style, and as a forward player, it's brilliant.
What a shout.
Attacking football, loads of running, so he's definitely not your one.
No. Plus I would have had to build on that green and white. No. I think right now, I think Dale right now. That was one of the things. I mean, I had a couple of opportunities to Aberdeen a couple of times he offered to offer me a contract. I mean, I don't regret knocking him back, but I mean, I look back and think if I'd have been a manager you'd have wanted to work with, I said Dale. Back in the day, how far are we going back? Dick Advocaat's Rangers team. I just when you look at that team there, the chances that were created under that.
Some squad, man.
Incredible squad, but
the Dutch internationals.
Imagine the chances that would be created in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon I could have forced my way into that time. Mikey, Moles, you can relax today. You can by the way, I could do that turn as well.
In slow motion. And on that note,
that'll do us for this month. Remember, get your questions in for next month's. Thank you very much. Fun, guys. Remember to like and subscribe and never miss an episode of The Warm Up.